What's up, fish fans? My name is Marcus, and I'm the owner of Bluefish. You're watching Marketing Madness, the Bluefish vlog. With each video, our goal is to address common questions that business owners may have about marketing, advertising, sales, and business in general. Now, recently, I was asked by someone to put together a one-page document on how small businesses can use social media. What follows are those thoughts. One of the very first things that every small business needs to do is research and define exactly the clientele that they want to reach. While doing this, they need to pay special attention to age, gender, socioeconomic status, physical location, and anything else that can help them connect with their audience. Once you have that information, you also need to take a look at your budget. And this is one instance where I actually believe that it cannot be zero. Even if it is several $100s per month, it can make a huge difference. And even better if you have more in your budget, as it opens up opportunities like having someone write content, take custom photos, or develop video commercials and more. And if you aren't sure where to start, the Small Business Administration has some suggestions that we've highlighted in previous videos. We'll link those videos below. Now that you're armed with a budget and an audience, you can make a decision about where you're going to put your efforts. Where you should join in the conversation with your clients can mostly be decided based on age. For instance, if you're selling products to teenagers, then you'll want to spend a lot of time on Snapchat and Instagram. And if you're selling to anyone over the age of 20, you'll want to especially look at Instagram, especially if your product is one that does well in photos. This includes services that are shown rather than described. For anyone between the ages of 30 to 65, you'll want to focus on Facebook. And yes, people over the age of 60, still to the age of 75, are very active on Facebook. The best part of that last group, they typically crawl through their newsfeed paying close attention to every post they see. Now, since a majority of our clients are focusing on Facebook, I'll start there. Facebook has an algorithm that it uses to decide whether your content displays on someone's newsfeed or not. They can take a look at what you're posting and make decisions about whether others will want to see it and whether they will engage with it. So this means that you really need to pay attention to what you're posting. No longer is it a numbers game where so long as you are posting a lot of content, people are going to see your activity. What you now want is content that is relevant and engaging. Now, Facebook is also a pay-to-play environment now. This means that when you're getting started, you're going to have to pay to appear in someone's newsfeed. That is why we suggest having some sort of budget so that you can get a foothold and start to build that audience. As far as the content goes, if at all possible, you'll want to post content that includes images and video. And bonus points if you can post live video. If you are a retailer, you should look into integrations with your point of sale system as well. They might have some integrations with Facebook. Now, our favorite e-commerce platform, Shopify, has direct integration with Facebook. Click a couple of buttons and your products will start to appear on a tab in your Facebook page. Instagram is next on my list of social media platforms that we suggest people spend some time on. The key there is to make sure that you have some good photography for uploading photos. And if you can do video, even better, just like Facebook. I'd like to suggest that you keep the more informal posts in your story, but I'd also like to suggest that if you do post a photo or video in your timeline, that you spend some time crafting the content that goes along with it. We've seen a huge uptick in people engaging with written content on Instagram. Now, Twitter is a platform that we don't push a lot of clients towards, but that does not mean that it doesn't have its place. Twitter is really good at reaching certain segments of the population. For instance, the tech industry is highly represented on Twitter. Political movements are also a segment of the population that is highly active on Twitter. And while Twitter does not necessarily have a great mechanism for advertising on its platform, it does make up for it by making sure that every single tweet appears in every timeline that is following your account. LinkedIn is another platform that many people don't think of when it comes to social media. When you provide a business-to-business service, you really need to make sure that you're making some effort on LinkedIn. It functions similarly to Facebook in that it has an algorithm that decides what content is going to be displayed on a timeline. There's much more that we could discuss with LinkedIn, but for most folks, making sure that you are posting content on a regular basis is all you really need to worry about. Now, speaking of consistency, you need to make sure that you're consistent in posting to your social media platforms. One of the most difficult things when dealing with business owners and social media is that they don't invest the time that it takes to build a following. Social is an extremely powerful megaphone for businesses. At Bluefish, we spend about 10 man-hours a week or more creating and curating content just for the company accounts. Taking photos, writing content, recording videos can all be done in batches and staged if it makes gathering the content easier. Posts can be scheduled, but even if you go this route, make sure to check in on the content and engage with anyone that is leaving a comment or replying on your posts. Social media is measurable too. Make sure to invest the time to compare how various posts perform. Post content in different formats and see which one reaches the largest audience. And finally, it has never been cheaper to reach an audience. You can now target people with pinpoint accuracy. Want to reach a 44 to 45-year-old male in a 5-mile radius that are interested in technology and shop at a specific cigar store? You can do so using the Audience Builder on Facebook. Don't miss out on your chance to capture an audience. As Seth Godin says, it only takes 1,000 raving fans to provide you with a comfortable living, and Facebook alone has over 2 billion registered users. Now that's a wrap for this week. I want to thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you want to talk about how Bluefish can help you grow your business, just send us a message and we'll get the conversation started.